Okay, so up to now we have seen the function topic in Pythons, all the types of functions, even though we have seen the lambda expression also. Okay, Python function. Now it is a very clear how to define a function, how to call a functions. The def keyword is used, then the function name with the comes with the round brackets, colon, indentation, lot of code we need to write. If else, while, do while, for loop, everything's. After that, we can simply call the function like this. Then there's a parameterized function, some function return, some function print. So blah blah blah. A lot of things, all stuff we aware about now. Okay. Now the question is when we write the function, okay, so we create one files first. Okay. Without creating file, it is not possible to write the function. Okay. One second. Okay. Hmm. Okay. When we try to write some function, assume that I have a writing one function into the test.py file is there, and within that file I'm creating a one function called def abc. So this is a function where we write the code, certain codes of any logic, like assume that I'm just printing the some message that it's an abc. So the scope of this function will be within that files only. Means test.py files is there. You can call the function of ABC within the text.py files. Multiple time you can call. And that can call easily. Doesn't matter. This is a feature of function itself. Okay. You can define the function and you can call that function in the same file. Right. So this is what the general idea and the flow of the function execution. But the sometime we need something to be accessed outside of that files, because until it is okay to call that function within the same file when it is smaller code. Assume that this abc file, this function contain 10,000 lines of code, and some sort of function is there which is having a 10,000 lines of code. And suddenly you realize that we have one more file, and the name of the file, it may be something xyz.py. Okay, xyz.py. This is a file, and in this file also you need the same functionality. Up to now, whatever we have learned, we know that if you want the same function, we don't have any option. You can simply create the same function again, and we'll write that 10,000 lines of code again. Because this function is not possible to call in xyz py. Not even the xyz function should be get called in the test.py. The scope of the function will be within that file only. So you can call this abc here. Though the function will be same, code will be the same. But the things currently we are working on functions, that function is accessible within that files. And what we are today focusing, what is a possible way that how we can call the function of the other class into the another class. If you try to call directly without creating the function, it will give errors like undefined functions. But how we can achieve that, and that the topic that we are going to see. And the concept of calling other class function, other file function into the our files is known as modules. Okay, the module concept. There are user-defined models also, and the built-in models also. First of all, we'll focus on the module concepts, user-defined, and then we'll go for the built-in. There are n number of built-in functions. All the other subject that we are going to study in the after sometimes, like data analytic, data science, machine learning. These all are the subject which have built-in modules. So many built-in models. So like pandas is there, numpy is there, matplotlib is there, scipy is there, tensorflow, cv. There are hundred of models are available. Okay. So that the concept begin with the understanding of the basic functionality. You're getting the problem with the simple functions or writing function all in the same files. So that can execute independently. But only the issue is you can't access the other file function into the some other files. And the module help us to access some other class like test.py function into the xyz.py functions. Okay, you get the concept?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll focus that how should we access this function. So generally, if you try to open the yesterday files, we have created some function. Let's assume that this is a one of the function demo file, and I will create one more file. I'll save that function that use fn. So this is one more file. The first file name is a function demo3. The second file name is a use function.py. And if I try to call, okay, if I use the same file here, if I run this and
Hello.
if, hello, hello,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So if the same file I'm running, if I try to call the same file here, like pbl,
Hello.
hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
I think Brahmojit having some net issue. Hello. Okay, cool. So the simple thing is that if you try to call the function within a same file, it will call the multiple. But if you try to access this function into the other file that we have created as of now, that is user function.py. If I run this file here, now it is user defined, or sorry, user other file function. And now if I try to call the pvl of something, see, this will give the error. The name tbl is not defined, right? So that means,
So your voice is cracking.
okay, so this is a problem when you try to access the other class function into the other files.
Hello.
Hello.
So your voice is cracking. Actually.
Mhm. Okay, 1 second. Let me see it. Okay, now you can Audi. Can hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, today is a Sunday, so there is a lot of rush, and the uses of internet should be high. So that may happen. Okay, so the concept is simple. Basically, if you try to call the other function from the files. It directly not accessible into the other files. So like this, we have a file where we have function even odd and the TBLs. And if we try to call this function directly here, so it will give us an error that is undefined module TBL. Okay. And our job is to be call that function in here. So very simple concept is there. So TBL function is available in which file? Function demo 3, right?
Yes.
So whichever the function you want to use, we have to use one word here called import, IMPORT, which is the file name where that function is available. That is fun demo 3. Okay. So this means that we are accessing all the function of this file here. Import something. Now you can directly use this function file name dot function, or else you can make it as a short as a alias. For example, let me make it MDL. You can take any names, and now I'll use an MDL dot. If you run this, you can see now you can access. Okay. So things that we are importing some file. This concept is known as module. Okay. This is the only concept I want to clear you because it's very important. User defined module. Now, if you enter the MDL and the dot, you can access all the function of this, which is second function, PV order. For example, see functions and even got it? How we are accessing
Yes.
the function of the other file. It's very simple. You have to just import the file name and you can use the as a short anything. Okay. So this is user defined module, right? So similar way you can create many files and you can use it another files. And in the like that, there are many built-in models. It's many built-in models means you can consider thousands of models the Python have. Okay. For example, let me show you one of the models. And now whenever I am importing something, so in your mind, it is must be clear that so that file contain much of the function like the EV or EPL and like this. Suppose if I do the PUILT build MDL.py, I'm importing MATH. This means the Python have math.py file already in the systems. Now, if I directly use, suppose print math dot, you can see that there are n number of function it get listed. Cost, sine, tan, sale, floor, SQRT, CBRT. So, from this, what you understand here after
They are
seeing this
built.
code? Yes,
So they are built-in functions.
we have a built-in functions. That means in system there is a file called math.py, and that file contains this much built-in functions. Got it? So that's why the function topic and the module topic must be very clear. Do not give any confusion, because many of the student may think like, what is this? How the list is coming out? Where it is came from? What the logic behind this? It's a logic is very simple. If we are accessing this function, for example, sqrt, and if I'm passing something the here like 9, the square
It's
root of
square.
9 is square root. Sqrt means square root of 9 is 3. See, 3.0. Means at least your mind, it must be very clear that like here, this is a file which is created by ourselves, user defined models. And this file contain two functions, EBOR and the TPS. So that's why using two function. If I do the MDL here, MDL dot, it will take some time to get display. It is also display the function, but it will display only two function. One is EBOR or TPL, because these files contain only two functions. Right? In the similar manner, now here I am importing some functions. Where is have function called this? This, this. So this file is not created by us. It is already created. So it is BURL, built-in modular. This is built-in modules, and it contains hundred of functions. So let me use print math dot. It's CBRT also there. CBRT stand for cube root. Like if I write 125, so that means 25 is a cube root. Sorry, 5 is a cube root, not 25. So it's understanding more than the function name. You must understand that there is a file called a maths.py like demo functions. And within that file, there are 100 of functions are available. And we are not creating a files, or nor we are creating a functions, but we are just importing that files. And after importing that files, all the function within that files available for us to be make a use. Okay. So this understanding is very important, because if I show you some of the programs that have done, as you see the, let me open one of the some programs. See, this is one of the functions I have used to call an API. We are going to study this after. You can see that I am importing request. Okay. So saying this, you able to understand this. This is a kind of modules, and we are using that modules like request dot get. So get is a functions. And we are passing some parameter, means it is parameterized functions. So that's why the function topic, type of functions, and the module, the two concepts are very important to understand the Python programming language. Even if I worked on one of the machine learning projects, let me show you that also, so that you will be clarified that we need module logics. Let me open the notepad. You can practice so much modules and the functions. Okay. Even if you see this here, I'm importing PYTTX. I'm importing speech recognitions. So these are also the modules. Okay. The two type of model we are going to see here. The first one we have seen, the user defined module, TDFI. Even we can use the built-in modules. The built-in module like maths, we are going to see that, which is already available in systems. And apart from this, there is a one more module is there that is called external, external, external modules. And the external module means that is default in system, not available. We have to install that modules. For example, PIP, package install module. Pip install any module name. For example, we can say that pandas, PANDAS. So this model is not available in systems by default. You have to install it. And after installing this, all the function related to that modules will be get available, and we can make simply use of that functions. Okay. So for that, this three topics must be very clear for you. The functions, user-defined models, and built-in modules. You got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, don't keep any confusion. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can ask me, because you're not going to do as of now. You're just studying these concepts, and the Wednesday onward we'll practice on this. Okay, now if you understood that, let me ask some questions. You have to tell me. I will just write the code. Okay. Now, what you do? Okay, in Python, create one models which having all the mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions. Okay. And that file function I will going to use in the operation.py files. Okay. You have to create one modules which contain the function like add, subtraction, multiplication, division. And I can make a use of that function into the other files. So how should we create a models? Like we have to create one file called op.mathop.py and use op.py. So mathop.py contain all the functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions. That's one of the models, and that module function should be used in the other files. So how can you create your own defined modules? Yes.
We will create a file first.
Okay, we'll create a file
Then we
first.
will
Let's,
make the function for addition, subtraction,
yeah, let's go for the step by
and
steps. Okay,
multiplication, different functions.
perfect. So let me create one file. So where I write mathop.py. Okay, where I create the function called addition. So the add function, it's very parameterized function. Obviously, x comma y will take the variables, and it will print call sum colon is equal to comma x plus y. In similar manner, we have to create subtraction, then the multiplication, and
Multiplication,
then the divisions.
division.
Perfect. Like that, you can create n number of models. So as of now, just using addition, where I can make it as a subtraction. I can use multiplications and the division. Okay, expression also we need to change. We just change the function name, right? Here we can make subtraction x plus y instead x minus y. Here we can make x multiply by
So
y.
we also have to take the input. So we have to write input.
No, no, we are just simply creating a file.
Oh, okay.
When we want to use this function into other files, at that time we
Yes.
have to import, right?
Yes.
So within a same file, I can directly access. No, there is no need to import. But this same function I want in another files. At that time, I have to import this, right? If this is a file, if I want to access the same function within the same file, there is no need to import. Directly use this. You can get addition, you can get a subtraction. It's simple. But what if I've created one more files? Assume that that file name is I'll save this mth usc Matthews, and in this file, if I'm trying to call the add function, is that work add function?
No, sir.
It's not working. It says the
Yes.
undefined add. And now how can
We
you use
have to
that add function here?
import.
Import that file. Perfect. Now you got the concept. Import. What should we import? The file name. That
File
file
name.
name is math.ob. Perfect. Now I can call this. Oh, sorry. Not just import. While calling this function, either we can use the directly the function names, or if you want to make a shortcut, you can as a use as a I can use any shortcut names. Okay, empty dot add. You can see that add is there. Perfect. So this is a very important concept. Empty dot. Then you can use a subtraction also. It's all the function which are available in the that files is we can use them. Got it? The concept of
Yes.
user defined modules. You have to practice this very much. It's very important. If you understand how the module works, how to create our own defined module, how to make a use of that models. Imagine the Python is contain a thousands of built-in models which is already available. And if we have a ability to create our own modules, we can of course obviously we can use the built-in models. So that's what. But this understanding as of you're answering the question like how to create a models, how to import that, how to call that files. This understanding is important. Then and then only can use the built-in models perfectly folks. Got it? You can get n number of function, and even though we have done the lambda expression also, right? You can use the lambda expression also. For example, s is equal to lambda lambda. I want to square, so n colon n into n. So this is the lambda expression for the square. So for example, qb I'm writing qb is equal to lambda lambda. I want to calculate the cube. Any variable you can use a into a. Two functions are there. Okay, you can call this function also, but you have to call that function with the complete statement like square square colon is equal to comma s of sparse, which will give the square of 5. Oh, s is not defined. Sorry, direct you can't use the directly s, no? Because we have to use the module name empty.s. Empty.s. Now I can get the 5. See, we have all the function add, cube, do, s, something, right? And like even they can use the print cube, cube, cube colon is equal to comma empty dot. If you have c b cube of 3 is 27. Okay. So like that, you can create your own user defined functions and you can have the answers. The concept is very clear. Got it? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So now you can practice, create your own use defined models and make a use into another files. You can practice all these concepts like so we have going to see a many built-in models that been managed. Until now, whichever the topic we have done, the function, types of function, lambda expression, user-defined function, built-in models, importing function, practice all the concepts, okay? Whenever, whichever doubt we have, you can ask. Okay? On the Wednesday onward, we'll practice the more built-in functions, and after that, we'll go for the external models also. Okay? Okay, cool.